Welcome everyone to the EBM Scholars channel, and today I'm going to talk about the stimulus update. There are few important things we needed to cover on the stimulus. I know there are so many channels talking about the stimulus, but for me today I'm going to specify on a few things. Number one, I'm going to talk about the timeline of the $1,400 check which we are expecting to get after the Senate on the weekend to pass the stimulus package. So there are a few things on the stimulus package. I'll go ahead and talk about them because we know here we are talking about immigration, immigrants, but we are talking about also some of the things which are related to the economy and how can it be able to help you. One of the items we are talking is stimulus, but I'm not going into detail about how much is going to what kind of package and everywhere. I'm talking on few things which are related to this particular channel. I know there are so much debate whether it's good idea to spend 1.9 trillion or bad idea. Where does the money go? Does it go to the particular people or not? I'm not into politics. I'm just going to talk about now it has passed. What are the steps usual? People should know the steps because after Senate, it's not tomorrow we are going to get the check. What is the timeline and what are the steps which we are expecting to get until we get our paycheck? So our check. So that is number one. But there is certain aspect of the child credit, tax credit or tax child credit, whatever you call it. It has been increased. So there is 3,000 and 3,600. We are going to explain what will be the difference between that one and how does that going to benefit you or affect you in one way or another. And another aspect will be the same, similar to the tax credit, but we are going to put into the what we call the monthly periodic payment system, something which hasn't been done in the previous time, so to be something new. And I'll go to break it down and I'll put my opinion whether that is a good idea or bad idea to introduce the what we call the monthly payment of the tax credit for a child, or should we just wait until when we get the pay we go to file for the tax and we get all at once? What will be the better way? I'll go to give the benefits and disadvantages of the two, and I'll be able to put my update on that. So if today is your first time to come across to this particular channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I know there are 48% of people who haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel who are watching my content. I would like you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and be able to get some updates of this kind. But don't forget to like to click the like button. Once you like, you force the YouTube to recommend my videos to other people. So after that, let's go directly to the video itself. So, as I said, we are talking about immigration, we are talking about the life, we are talking about the economy, we are talking about all these kind of things which are very, very important. And I will also talk about what are some of the things didn't pass through this legislation or this kind of modified budget under the stimulus. I will talk about those one. I know people are thinking or waiting about the immigration. What about the Citizenship Act, the 2021 US Citizenship Act? Is it part of this one? Because original plan was to be included on this package, but was not, and I will explain to you why. I've already made some of the video about that one, and I will make a very detailed message or video on talking about that particular topic of Citizenship Act in general. How does that work? And why am I going to bring that one? Because there is one aspect of this bill didn't go because 8 Democrats didn't vote. They voted against that part. So if they voted against that part, so I'm going to predict on some of the things I will bring at the end of this video about the Citizenship Act, why there are some of the Democrats who will not support that the major legislation on that particular area. So here on my screen already, let me zoom a little bit so that you can be able to see clearly if that will be possible. So there are a few things on the, if we go to do the breakdown. So I'm just on Washington Post. So we know that The COVID, we call just COVID bill, but overall is just the relief bill. So Senate has passed 1.9 trillion. So how is the package is going to do overall? I'm not going into detail of each item and how does that work. But the major buckets is the major basic area are 3 or 4 main areas. Number one is unemployment benefits. And so this is what is going to have the little bit of change or some sort of confusion for people who don't understand. On the original bill, the House of Representatives proposed 400. The Senate passed 300. So this is what is going to happen. That's what I'm saying here. They say the House legislation would have increased the weekly benefit from 300 to 400 per week until the end of August. So technically until September. But the package which has been passed by the Senate, it is 300. So that's why I'm saying there are certain steps people should understand about American politics. So the bill started from the House. It went to the Senate. Senate debated whatever and they voted for 50 votes over 49. After that, it has to go back to the House. If the House agrees on everything from the Senate, they'll go ahead. But there are few things they will not agree. Few things will not agree. So I'm giving you an example. What if the House is still say that we still want 400, not 300? So those are the few things they are going to have the discussion to figure out what is going to happen. So there is no that because the Senate has passed, everything will be able to go as smoothly like that way. There are certain things maybe they still insist they should be there. So there will be a committee to go through and work on it. And in order to do that, they have to agree. So that is the first thing. But there is a deadline for that. There is a deadline. Because this one went to the Senate, and the Senate decided to use what we call the budget reconciliation process. It was not just like the normal bill, which needed 60 votes of the Senate, because Senate is 100 people. So there's in a normal bill it could need 60 votes, but because they went as budget reconciliation process, it needed a simple majority vote. By simple majority vote is 51, but that's why I said it's 50-49 because one Republican didn't attend because his father passed away, so was in the funeral. So they didn't. But if the normal way, if there are 50-50, then the vice president is going to cast the vote. So that is number one. So the major bucket, I've said, is that unemployment. They'll go, so after voting this weekend, what they have agreed in Senate is going to be sent back to the House. And it's going to be sent on Sunday, on Monday, in order for the finalization to be passed in the Congress on Tuesday. On March 9th, is supposed to be able to pass everything. So if on 9th, because that is the schedule, because everything has to, as I said, is budget reconciliation process. There is a deadline. The deadline of this one is supposed to be on March 14. Everything, the bill must become a law by March 14. That is the imposed deadline even Democrats put to themselves. So if the Democrats put the deadline from the beginning, March 14, it has to become a law. So the plan so far, the schedule is as follows. That means I'm coming to the next part of the stimulus itself. We are talking the stimulus amount. Before I go to the timeline, it will be 1,400, but that depends on how much you make. Majority of people, per single person or just filing as single, not filing as married jointly, if you have 75,000 and 150 if you are married and filing as joint. but it is 1,400 per person. And by per person, it means even a child of 1 day old or one whatever, a child is also going to get 1,400. Compared to the first stimulus, the first stimulus was divided. Adult got higher amount from the children. The second stimulus, we got all 600. The first one was 1,200 for adult, and children was 500. The second one, everybody got to 600, but this one is going to be 1,400 stimulus check per person, regardless. And this is the income threshold, the earning you are supposed to have. They put 75,000 per year as individual, but 150 if you file as a joint that way. So what is the timeline then? As I said, Democrats put their own that this one should become a law by when? They say it has to become a law by March 14. So if it has to become a law by March 14, what are the steps? So the first schedule on the timeline, the Congress, by Congress I mean the House and the Senate, they have to reconcile these small differences I'm talking about. The difference of maybe, for instance, I'm giving one for example, the issue of unemployment benefit. One, they say it is 300 in Senate, House they say 400. They have to reconcile and come together and agree. So once they do that, they are going to do the final vote on the House, and that will be supposed to be on Tuesday, on March 9th. So if it is going to be Tuesday on March 9th, the bill, the stimulus bill, still is a bill, is not a law yet. It will be signed to become a law on Wednesday, on March 10th. So if it becomes on March 10th as a law, or let's say if it is going to be signed on March 10th, it means the first direct check direct goes to the people will be on the week of March 17th. So the March of 17th, if I look on my calendar here, it will be the next Wednesday, like the first Wednesday on March 10th. So if the bill is going to pass on the House and everything, they reconcile, they finish on March 9th, which is on Tuesday. On March 10th, which is on Wednesday, it will be sent to become a law. The Department of Treasury and IRS, whatever, they will put everything together. From the week of March 17th, we'll start receiving our first direct deposit check. So this one will be for those people who have the direct deposit or the direct amount or the bank account into the tax return. But for those who are waiting for the actual paper check, that one, it will start on the week of March 24th. And those who have the those EIP cards, those one will start on the March of 31st. And the deadline of IRS to send all the checks is by the end of the year, December 31st. If anybody is going to miss whatever. And if you don't get by any way, sometimes you have kids, they might send a check to two, not one child. You can be able to claim for the tax return of 2022. But what if the timeline is changing? Let's say the stimulus bill is going to be signed as a law a little bit late on Saturday, March 13. So it will add 1 week. So if it is not on week of 17th, it will be the week of March 22nd. So those are the few things I want to make sure that we understand. Like, but March of 17th to March 24th is the week we'll be able to start receiving. The bill has become the law already, because the deadline will be Sunday to become a law on March 14th. So either President Biden will sign it on March 10th or March 13th. Any of those, if between 10th to 13th, it's signed in that any of those one will be able to receive from March 17th to March 24th. That will be the first direct paycheck to go to the direct bank. And then from there, it's going to be done into some sort of that way. So if that is the case, let's go to few other things. You can do the calculator if you want to find out how much you get it. The calculator, I can find it, like I can just try to put in the calculator. Okay. So there is a tax credit. I can just go and define. I know you know how much you can get stimulus. Now it is very easy to find out if your income is just small. Is a small amount. I mean, like the point is, if your income is not about, if you are single, let's say, let me put it like here. Let's say you are single and you don't have any dependent. And then the number of dependents you claim in the previous, let's say you have 2 dependents, you have 2 kids, and your income, let's say, is 70,000, is not say above 75. If you put it there, this is will be your stimulus. And then so it depends on how much you get it and everything. So let's say you married and you filed it jointly, and maybe you don't have any dependent. So still you come to submit here, let's say is 0. Oh, I mean the income. Okay, how many dependents? Let's say you have 0 dependent. So it's just very simple. That is the amount. Because you are 2 people, 1,400. So this will be the amount you are going to get. So that is the easy one. Then let's go to the another important part of this legislation. The other important part of this legislation was about the minimum wage. The minimum wage, which was amendment offered by Senator Ben Sanders, this one didn't pass. It didn't pass because there are 8 Democrats who voted against it. What does that mean? So, as I said, not everything, because it was part of the bill, went through. They voted on each particular item. So when they voted, 8 Democrats voted against the increase of minimum wage. And this is a big debate. The minimum wage to be increased to $15, there are certain states, for them, they argue that at this time it's difficult to have that amount. Because if you put that on the smaller states, or the states with a smaller economy, compared to California, for instance, they will not be able to survive to pay everybody. So there are so many reasons. Some they encourage, some they don't. So I want just, not the point of this one is not just to call out people, but I want to give you the idea that these senators who are voting against this one, it will have the impact also on the same or similar topic like U.S. Citizenship Act. When the Citizenship Act comes into the voting, you cannot just say, I'm going to give 11 million people citizenship. I'm going to remove everything, just like the cap for immigrants to come here and H1 without the limitation. So if you're going to bring those in, what about the citizen of the states of certain people? So we are going to have the similar discussion, and probably there will be some also Democrats who will go to vote against it. So I'm going to give some of the states. So for instance, the states, I want to put point of the states, for instance. So the first person who voted against is the Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia. So West Virginia, 1 senator, then Arizona, 2 senators from one is Arizona, then a senator from Montana, then there is a senator from New Hampshire, then there is a senator from also Maine, from Delaware. So there are also another senator from Delaware. So there are almost 80 senators from different states, and most of these states are smaller states, exception of Arizona, where 2 of them are coming from Arizona. But these are the things you need to pay attention, that not just everything will be going to pass into the Senate just because Democrats are more. How many? Is it 50-50? Yes, Vice President will be able to vote when there is a tie. but not everything will be going that way. Remember, there was a bill in 2008, 2009, 2010 about immigration, and it didn't go through because 5 Democrats also voted against it. My point is, it will be a very tough. And once you come to the major legislation, those major legislation don't go to the Senate to pass it through a simple majority vote, like how Democrats used to bypass on this legislation. So it has to go to the normal process, and it has to get at least 60 votes from to have those kind of someone to win. Then there is other issue, which is called the child credit. This is very important. That's why I said I'm going to talk about the child credit and how the child credit is going to impact. For those who know, the child credit is this way. When you are filing the tax, and especially for immigrants, maybe they haven't filed the tax yet, or you didn't have children before. So if you have a child, there is what we call it the child credit. It used to be 1,000. And then when Trump came into leadership, changed it to 2,000. That means if you have one child, you are going to be given a credit, you are going to be given back. It was 1,000, later it was 2,000. So now, on this bill, they are changing to 3,000 and 3,600, depending on the age of children. If your child is at the age of 6 and below, under the age of 6, you are going to be given the 3,600, 3,600 to be exactly, per child. And if your child is above 6 and 17, is going to be given 3,000. That is what they say. Under the Senate plan, it will be 3,000 for a child of the age of 6 to 17, and 3,600 for any child under the age of 6. So this is how it's supposed to be that way now on the new plan, and this has been, it was voted into, it passed. Personally, I like this one. It helps a lot for the families. But for those who don't have the family, they don't have children, usually you don't have the child credit. There are other brackets where you can be able to use yourself. But there is something else added in this kind of bill. And I'm going to put here, this is the official bill itself, which has been passed in the Senate. So if you go on this bill and write the tax credit, let me go to tax credit. So on the tax credit, one of the things they have started is what is called the amount, first of all, and how you get paid for. So on this tax credit, as I mentioned, right now, the tax credit, they are going to be able to increase, and it's going to start into 2021, meaning they are going to start this one in the tax year, the 2021, this one. So what we are going to file in the year 2022 is when we are going to use this one. So few things in this tax credit. As I said, there is the issue of the amount. They reduce the year up to 17 now, qualified person. So there is increase reduction. Let me go to particular aspect. Again, there is a limitation, like how much you have and the children to be able to get the amount. So apart from all those kind of things, so they have started what they called the advance payment of child credit. So this is what I want to show you. Because let's say you have 2 children. Both the children are under the age of 6. So if the children are under the age of 6, so each child is 3,600. So that means that is 7,200. So what they are saying is we can give the advance payment. So you from January to June, then from January to June, you don't get anything. And then from June to December, they are going to provide a half payment. from June to December, they're going to give you 50% of that amount. But that 50% will be given into monthly basis. So if you have to go to find it. What is the 50% of 3,600? It is, I mean, 50% of 7,000. If you have 2 children, that will be 7,200. So 3,600, that is the 50%. So that one will be divided by 6. So 3,600 divided by 6. Let's say if you have 6, if you have 2 children, that means from July to December, they will be giving you $600 per month. IRS will be giving you $600 per month until December. And then when you file the tax return, they are going to give the rest of the 50% into tax return as the whole of it. So you get 600 for the remainder of the year from July to December, and the rest of the 50% of the child credit will be given as a tax return as normal. So this is what they are going to talk about, the advance payment of child credit. So the 50% you get at the beginning, and that you do that way. But let me go and give you how do you calculate let me find how you calculate. I want to show you how you can calculate the tax credit. So let's give you my example. Let me give you my example of my own case. So if you go here, I want to file this is the 2021 tax credit calculator. So because now it will be 3,000 for a child who is above the age of 6. It was just past this Senate, and 3,600 for a child from 0 to 5. That means under the age of 6. So let's give my case. I'm married, filing as joint. Then I have the children. How many children? Age 5 and under the age of 5 and under. So I have one. I'll be having one child because Claire is going to be 6 in November. So by December 31st, she'll be already 6. She doesn't qualify. Then I will have 2 children who are 6 and above. And then let's say my income, I'm not going to use above 75,000. So let's say I'm going to say my income is 74,000. So if you do like this way, what they are going to do, it will be this way. So for a child of 1 who is going to be 3,600, then I'll have 6,000 for the children who are at the age of above 5. So that means in total, I'm going to have 9,600 is tax credit. But what the IRS is going to do will be from July to December of this year, they are going to give me 50%. 50% of the total amount. Total amount is 4,000, and this is the total amount, the 50%. So this is the 50% of 9,600. So they are going to divide this one on a monthly basis, divided by 6. That's why they got 800. So for my case, in addition to everything, from July to December, I will be getting 800, 800, 800. July, August, September, November, December. And then on the month of, when I filed the tax in 2022, on January, February, whatever, during the tax time, I will get the remainder of the amount of 4,800 as my tax return. When I'm going to put that one, I'm going to get the remainder of the tax credit. Does that make sense? And I know it is very confusing, but it is, if I break that way, it will be very easy. I was giving my example. So instead of giving you the tax return all at once, they are going to split. It's just like the same way the previous, currently up to this year, the tax child credit is 2,000. So because, for instance, I have 3 children, I get 6,000. So by 3 children, what I'm going to do is they're going to do now, instead of giving me all 6,000 during the tax return, what they're going to do is they're taking the 6,000, they give me 3,000 on the tax time, and 3,000 into monthly payment. They divide by 6, half of the year. This way, personally, I like this way because it's helping for people not to have a very stressful life, especially from July to December, when we're coming with the summer and you're coming with the kids having Christmas and all. Those are the time families are struggling a lot. And also, in another way, it helps people to solve so many problems. Instead of waiting the tax return, you get the money at once, and sometimes you have so many problems. But this way, you can have a plan from July to December. I can use this money to purchase a vehicle. So you can pay off something quick. You can use this one for the mortgage. You can use this one to invest. So this is a good way. Personally, I like this way a lot than getting the tax return, child credit all at once by the end of the year when you are going to file for the tax. So this is something I really like, and I believe majority of you also were going to like this way. So on that. So those are the big things which are takeaways for there are so many other things people are talking about. There is amount of money going to the local government. There are amount of pandemic response. There are things also like when it comes to the politics again, which they don't make sense. The money goes to make a bridge, or is going to give a training on Native Indians, or is going to go to the art museum. So there is a debate, should that money go to that particular area or not? But on this channel, I'm not going to politics to say whether this is a good justification or not. But what I'm going to give you is just the information. Something has been passed. How are you going to use this information, like a child credit, to invest? How are you going to use child credit to pay down payment of your house? How do you use this one to start your business? So all those kind of things are the things I would like for you to take an eye of them, and make sure that you understand that these are few things which are very, very crucial for you and your family. So it has been able to be passed, and we are going to wait within from the week of March 17th to start receiving our tax credit. Or I mean to receive our check. So it depends on how many people are you in your family. Myself, we are 5 people. Myself, my wife, Marie, and 3 kids. So 5 people, about 7,000. So we hope we can take that one to do a renovation of the house and making sure that everything comes back to normal. That's our goal so far. So we are waiting for our check, and hopefully everything will go better. So one last thing before I go, for those who are brand new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can see this is my YouTube channel. Is doing very, very good so far. There are so many information over there. You can be able to go and check my channel, and remember to subscribe. If you click here, it will bring you on the place where you need it to tell you, are you sure you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel? We'll click subscribe. It can be able to do that. But if I subscribe, I cannot subscribe to my own channel. That is the funny part. Another thing which I wanted for you to understand, there is another YouTube channel, EBM Swahili channel, which is my other Swahili channel. For those who are speaking Swahili channel, please subscribe also to this particular channel. Go here and click subscribe. Like that way, you can be able to do that, and click the notification bell to receive all the notification when I post my videos. So for that particular case, you can be able to get my channel. So these are the videos in Swahili language. So there is so much information over here. You can be able also to learn, and you can be able to benefit from the information I'm posting each and every time and every day. So thank you so much, each and everyone, for your continued support to my YouTube channel. All the best. And for those who are waiting for the stimulus, I know it is very, very helpful to be able to solve some of the financial effects we have been able to receive. And remember, if you live in America and you're a taxpayer, you'll be able to receive the stimulus. So don't ask me, but I came here as the green card lottery winner maybe in December. Even if you came to December or you came in November, you qualify to receive this amount of money. If you come in this year, January, there is a way you can be able to file and get it, even if you didn't have the tax return. So there is a way to file and get the money. So thank you so much, each and everyone. All the best, everyone, for your continued support of everything. And please remember to use the money into investment. That is what I can tell you.